Hi guys, it's 4 in the morning. I'm back out here fishing again. This time a little bit of a change of direction. I'm fishing just out in front of the pleasure beach. I've heard good things about this little spot and the weather looks good, so of course I'm going to be targeting bass. I do have some smaller hooks on in case anything else is out there, but bass secretly is what I'm hoping for. Now I'm fishing today with fresh worm. I haven't got any other bait because that's been working really well for me these last couple of weeks, and the other baits I tend to use in the darkness anyway. But anyway, fingers crossed we're going to see some fish this morning. So let's start with a bait. Now I always like to keep these live and keep them fresh, and the way I do that is by keeping them in the fridge. Now why I prefer to do this with these guys is the little red ones like this, they don't seem to last too well in the papers, I find. Now I'm fishing halfway down the steps and then there's a little bend in them. Now this makes it really hard to fish because when you're landing fish you've only got a tiny little set of steps to bring the fish through. But there are pots all over the place and these seed defences, I reckon I'll knock a fish off the hook straight away. So you just got to be careful reeling them in. It took about 45 minutes to get me first bite, and this one turned into a fish as well, so I was quite happy with that. And here comes a don't try this bit at home. I ended up climbing up on the wall, walking around my rod rest because I'd accidentally put my shorter rod on the far side. Now I should have put my shorter rod closer to the steps because my longer rod I could have played a fish over the top of it. Once I was down there, with a bit of gentle manoeuvring, I managed to get that fish to come straight up them steps nicely. And as it goes, turns out to be my biggest bass of the year. Now every bass I'm catching at the moment seems to be that little bit bigger than the last. This one was 43 centimetres and weighed in at 1.6 pounds. I'm doing a full bait change on every rig around about every 25 minutes. Now I did leave a couple out a bit longer and they got crabbed out, so obviously there's a reason for changing it. Now when I'm changing the bait, what I'll do is I'll stick half a worm on a 1/0 hook and throw it out there for the best. Now when it comes to casting in this little location, it was really difficult. I couldn't get anything like the distance I'd normally get, but that didn't seem to bother the fish. They seemed to be in a lot closer anyway. Now the reason for this is that there's a big set of steps behind you and you can't drop your rod tip down because your weight ends up hitting all the steps and catching and dragging the bait off. And there's another hit and run style bite. Picked it up, struck it, nothing there, held it in my hands because every now and again if it's a bass it'll come back and hit it again, but this time it didn't. So I put this rod back down on the rest, and it looks like I've done that at exactly the right time, because as soon as it went down, the other rod gave a lovely big pull down and I hit into that one instead. Now this fish, when I struck into it, decided to run, and it was running from left to right up and down the front of this cedar fence, which told me straight away that I was pretty sure it wasn't a bass. And as the fish was getting in closer, you start to see with my rod that I start playing it from left to right and then right to left, trying to center it up and pull it up between those two steps in the crest of a wave. And then, as soon as I got that fish up, I decided to give it a little pull with the rod, and this, unfortunately, broke the tip eye. Now, it meant I had to fish down to one rod, but what it also means is that I got to repair it, so I might do a video on that, so keep posted if you want to see it. When it comes to unhooking smoothhound, what I like to try and do is keep the fish still, and the best way I can do that is to hold on to the line at one end and then just pin their tail very gently at the other, and this gives me a nice stable platform to be able to manipulate that hook out. A quick measuring weigh, this fish was 75 centimeters and weighed in at £2.11, and then he was sent on his way back to the sea. There's what my rod tip looked like. Basically the tip eye, the little support had snapped and the top eye had come off with it. So I packed this one up, continued to fish with the other one for the remaining 30 minutes of the session until I tied, but nothing else happened. I would have fished out longer and I would have loved to, but I did have things to do, so I had to get home. Well, thanks for watching all the way to the end. I got my target today, a nice bass, the first one I've had in size at 43 centimeters. Now if you guys have enjoyed this session, make sure you hit that subscribe button just here, and also check out some of the links to my other videos, my last video posted there, and my playlist up here.